Manchester Museum has over 4 million objects spanning millennia, from dinosaur skeletons to ancient Egyptian mummies. But when an LGBT plus person like me walks in, where do we see ourselves represented? LGBT plus people have been here as long as people have, and we see our identities reflected in both artefacts of human history and in natural history. To see ourselves represented, we often need interpretation. Interpretation is how museums tell stories. You know those little white labels next to objects in a museum telling you what it is? That's interpretation. And so is where it gets chosen to be put on display, where it is, the tours it appears on, and what museum staff say about it. But here's the thing about interpretation. Anybody can do it. And we can reinterpret the same objects over and over again. What a peacock feather means to me is probably different to what it means to you, to a 19th century gay man, or to an ancient Greek. So here's what we're going to do for LGBT Plus History Month this February. We're going to create our own object interpretations. Anything from your own home or anything you've ever seen in the museum, on display, on the website, we're going to take it and we're going to tell our story about it. Here's an example, the majestic lion. How many times have we been told that he is king of the jungle? But have you ever been told that male and female lions engage in same-sex courtship behaviour, like head rubs and rolling around with each other? Did you know that 8% of male lions' sexual interactions are with other males? And it doesn't stop there. Lionesses have been found that have naturally adopted masculine characteristics, like a lion's mane and a deeper roar. In 2018, at Oklahoma City Zoo, a fit and healthy lioness called Bridget spontaneously grew a mane. In the words of Jennifer D'Agostino, the zoo's director of veterinary services, if it's not going to affect her health in any way, the fact that she has a little bit of a mane is not that big a deal. You might also pick a more personal object to tell a more personal story. This is my museum lanyard, including my pronoun badge. It tells people how I'd like them to refer to me. And like most of the artefacts that end up in museums, it is a personal, everyday item for me. When I walked into Bolton Museum's 2019 exhibition, Desire, Love, Identity, they had pronoun badges on display. I was stunned. I stood there staring at them to see a real, tangible part of my everyday life on display in a museum. Gave my identity, legitimacy and tangibility in a way I hadn't experienced before. Your interpretation could be a new label, writing about why the object is meaningful to you or how it represents your identity. Or it could take the form of art, poetry or performance. When we reinterpret objects to tell stories about LGBT plus identities, we call that queering. Share your responses with us, tagging at Manchester Museum on social media, using hashtag queertales, or email them to museum@manchester.ac.uk.